2022 NFL Week 18 picks. So this is it, final week. Week 17 pick results and some sports stories. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Callous Mind Talking Head Sportscast. I want to start this week's video by wishing everybody a happy new year and sending my thoughts and prayers to Damar Hamlin and his family. I want to start by reviewing Week 17. And that was the Cowboys defeating the Titans on Thursday Night Football, 27-13. And then on Sunday, the Cardinals suffer another agonizing loss, this time to the Atlanta Falcons by 1 point, 20-19. The Lions get a big win at home against the Bears. The Chiefs struggle to beat the Broncos, 27-24. And New England gets an important win against the fading Miami Dolphins. The Giants win big against the Colts and secure a playoff spot. The Saints beat the Eagles, which is pretty surprising, so kudos to the Saints on that. The Buccaneers win against their NFC South opponent, the Carolina Panthers, and secure their division and playoff spot. The Browns beat the Commanders, the Jaguars embarrass the Texans, and the Raiders suffer another agonizing loss as well, this time against the 49ers. And then the Seahawks beat up on the Jets in Seattle. The Packers win against an NFC North rival Vikings, keeping their slim playoff hopes alive. The Chargers defeat the Rams in the Battle of Los Angeles, and the Steelers still a game on Sunday night against their division rival Ravens. And then we all know that Monday night's game was postponed here. It was 7-3 at the time of the postponement. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with rescheduling this particular game, because it had such heavy playoff implications on the line there. This video is brought to you by SpartanCoins.com, makers of quality custom challenge coins, custom lapel pins, and custom patches. So if you are in the market for custom coins, custom lapel pins, or custom patches, be sure to check out Spartan Coins by visiting SpartanCoins.com. You can also save 50% off your coin mold fee when you order 150 pieces or more of coins sized 2.25 inches or smaller. So start your project today. Visit SpartanCoins.com or call them at 1-855-477-7826. My 2022 Week 17 pick results were 8 wins, 7 losses, and 1 postponement. So that could have taken me to either 500 or a couple of games above 500. But 8-7, 8-8, 9-7, whatever it would have been. It's not great, but it's not the worst of my picks at all. If you've been watching this show for any length of time, then you know how terrible I can be. So 2022 NFL Week 18 picks. The games begin Saturday, January 7th. Those games feature Kansas City at the Las Vegas Raiders and the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This week is just full of interdivisional matchups. In this case, I'm going to take the Raiders to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs. One, because I'm always ride or die with the Raiders, and two, who knows if the Chiefs will even be playing everybody or not, considering they've already won the AFC West. I think their playoff seed is pretty well established, so I don't really think that they need to play everybody in this game, and that could contribute to resulting in a Raiders win. But either way, I was going to take the Raiders in this game, so I'll take the Raiders at home to defeat their AFC West rival Kansas City Chiefs. Tennessee at Jacksonville. This has become a battle for the AFC South, and Jacksonville seems to be on a roll, and they are at home, and Tennessee is going in the opposite direction. So I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars at home to defeat the Tennessee Titans. Then beginning on Sunday, January 8th, Baltimore at Cincinnati. That's an AFC North matchup. And I think Cincinnati continues to roll here, so I will take the Bengals at home against their division rival Ravens. Next game, Tampa Bay at Atlanta, NFC South. I'll take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road to get the win at the Atlanta Falcons. Next game, New England at Buffalo. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills at home to get the win against the New England Patriots. Next game, Minnesota at Chicago, NFC North matchup. I'll take the Vikings at Soldier Field to get the win against the home Bears. Next game, Houston at Indianapolis. I'm going to take the Houston Texans on the road to get the win in Indianapolis. Next game, New York Jets, Jets at the Miami Dolphins, and Miami has been fading. I'm going to take them in this game, but I've taken them many times over this seemingly terrible losing streak they've been on, and they haven't won. But the Jets have also been fading, so I'm going to take the Dolphins at home to get the win against the Jets. Next game, Carolina at the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans is coming off that win against Philadelphia. So, and Carolina's coming off a loss to Tampa Bay, but they still continue to fight. So I'm going to think Carolina gets the win here. I'll take Carolina on the road at New Orleans. Next game, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. It's up to the Cleveland Browns to keep their AFC North rival Pittsburgh Steelers out of the playoffs, and I think they do just that. So I'm going to take the visiting Cleveland Browns on the road to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next game, Los Angeles Chargers visit the Denver Broncos, and I think things continue to go wrong for the Denver Broncos, and the Chargers have already made their playoffs, and so they're still going to probably be playing hard because they want to be on a good streak going into the said playoffs. So I will take the Chargers on the road to defeat the Denver Broncos. Next game, New York Giants at Philadelphia Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles in this game against their NFC East rival New York Giants. Next game, Arizona Cardinals at San Francisco 49ers. I'd love very much for Arizona to get the win here, but I just don't trust them, and they haven't given me a lot of reason to trust them. So I will take the San Francisco 49ers at home to get the victory against their NFC West rival Arizona Cardinals. Next game, Los Angeles Rams at Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to take Seattle and the 12th man at home to get the win against the Los Angeles Rams. Next game, Dallas at Washington. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys on the road to get the win at the Washington Commanders. And then finally, Detroit at Green Bay. This is a battle to enter the playoffs here. I believe the winner gets in and the loser goes home. So I'm going to give the nod to the Lions. I know the Lions really owe Aaron Rodgers a lot from the way that he's smacked them around over the years. And this would be some great revenge here, keeping the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to do just that, get the win on the road, and keep the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs. I'm just going to openly admit that I'm going over this story because it's Red Sox related. So I am a huge fan of the Red Sox. I have been forever. And so I wanted to acknowledge the existence of this story. Sources, Rafael Devers, Red Sox finalizing 11-year, $331 million extension. Wow, that is a lot of cheddar. Third baseman Rafael Devers and the Boston Red Sox are finalizing an 11-year, $331 million contract extension, sources told ESPN. A deal that will keep the 26-year-old star from reaching free agency this year and constitutes the longest and largest guarantee ever given by the franchise. The agreement, which would be the largest ever for a third baseman, comes in the midst of an arduous winter for the Red Sox, who lost longtime shortstop Xander Bogaerts to San Diego in free agency nearly 3 years after trading star right fielder Mookie Betts to the Los Angeles Dodgers, offering Devers to a deal far longer than Manny Ramirez's 8-year pact and more than 50% larger than David Price's $217 million contract, was enough for the two-time All-Star to accept shepherding the Red Sox out of last place in the American League East and back to contention. The contract will start in 2023 and extend through the 2033 season, sources said. The one-year, $17.5 million contract Devers signed earlier in the week to avoid arbitration will be superseded by the long-term deal. Devers debuted with Boston at 20 years old in 2017 and quickly illustrated why scouts so adored his bat. His left-handed swing was perfectly suited for Fenway Park, with doubles thwacking off the green monster and home runs carrying out to right field. Devers' acumen has only grown. In 2022, he hit .295, .358, .521 with 27 home runs, 88 RBIs, career best OPS of 141. It was similar to his 2021 season, in which Devers hit 38 home runs, and 2019, when he led the major leagues with 359 total bases as a 22-year-old. So, there you go. Red Sox fans rejoice. Rafael Devers will be in the fold for quite some time. So, I think the dollars are pretty cuckoo, but that's kind of the way Major League Baseball contracts are going these days. That's going to do it for this episode of the Callous Mind Talking Head Sportscast. I sincerely appreciate you all taking the time and spending it with me today. As always, please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other. And I will talk to you next week after the football season is officially over and the playoffs are about to begin. So until then, God bless.